welcome back. So this week I thought I'd make a Peri Peri sauce. Very easy to make. 4 ingredients, 4 basic ingredients. I'm going to add a few more. And it's great with chicken. I just happen to have a chicken. So, unfortunately it's a whole chicken. We can dissect that. So, first thing I'm going to do is put on some gloves. Why? Because I don't like chicken juice all over my hands. And again, I got these at the hardware store. So, first thing, got to get it out here on the cutting board. But now I'm going to adjust the camera so, well, you can see what I'm doing. First thing you need, sharp knife. I like this semi-stiff fillet knife. First thing we got to do is cut right in between here, between the leg and the breast. Lift it up just a little bit and just slice the skin. And do the both sides. And open these legs right up. See? Now, flip it over. Put your thumb right where, feel around where the joint is, where the thigh bone meets into the back, and pop that joint. Then flip her back. Well, on the side now. You want to come up here with your knife, and you want to go up into the back quite a bit. There's a little piece called the oyster in there. Good stuff. And then just work your way around, go through that joint. You may have to do a little maneuvering, but that's no big deal. There we go, legs done. I'm going to throw them in this bin here. And let's talk the breast. The breast is simple, but you have to find the keel bone. The keel bone is right here in the center. You see how the breast has 2 lobes here? Right there, where those 2 meet, is the keel bone. So I'm going to take my knife and go down one side of the keel bone. And all the way down to the rib cage. Now you can remove the wishbone, which is right here. That'll make it a little bit cleaner, but I'm not too concerned about it. So now, just like when we were butchering that fish, we want to come along and ride your knife right along the rib bones. And it's a little bit easier than on the fish because, well, the fish was a little bit smaller, a little bit tenderer. You could easily cut through those bones. These are a little bit sturdier. Okay, so that's almost all the way out. I'm going to come down in here, and I'm going to make what's called an airline breast. An airline breast has the first section of the wing attached to it. So, or the little drumstick. So you've seen how I do this. I ride along the bone so I get down into there and then just slice through it. This, stock pot. Or, well, wings if you like flats. There you go, that's a beautiful airline breast. Here we go, stock pot. And we'll make that airline breast again. Again, I like to follow along this bone into the joint and then slice it right off. There we go. Now, let's get the marinade going for this. The marinade is super simple. I've got garlic, about 3 cloves. I've got salt. I've got pepper, but I'm going to take my glove off because I don't want my to contaminate my pepper mill. I've got lemon juice. This is about 1 lemon. Mind you, the lemon I have are monstrous. So this is about half of this size lemon. Okay. Put the glove back on. Mix this up real thoroughly. Maybe adjust the seasoning a little ways. There we go. Now these go into the refrigerator and I'll start making the sauce. Oh, welcome back. Had to clean up a little bit. Salmonella is no joke. Respect it. Okay, so let's get on to making the sauce. Basic ingredients in the sauce: chilies. These are Fresnos. You could use, I think there is a Peri Peri. Bird's eye chilies are also real common in this. Unfortunately, my local grocery store does not have those, but they do have Fresnos. If you get access to red jalapenos, those will work too. Garlic, lemon juice, and olive oil. My bottle is almost empty. Don't worry, I got more down here. I'm going to throw in a little bit of salt and pepper, and I just like the balance of flavor that some dried chilies add, so I'm going to add some dried chilies to this. I've got an ancho. Okay, first thing, let's get these soaking. You want to rehydrate these because, well, you don't want to make a powder out of them. Although I do use that. Well, that's what I do to make my powdered anchos. But I want these hydrated so that they'll blend into the sauce. So, take most of the seeds out. There's a little bit of skin there. That's okay. Hit this with some water. I like a little hot water on this. Let that soak for a few minutes. Next, let's get the chilies ready. I got 3 Fresnos. So I'm going to, well, what should I be doing if I'm dealing with chilies? Yep, got to put some gloves on. Trust me. You don't want to be touching your eye or other sensitive areas if you've been using these. And these are, I believe they're about the same heat, maybe a little bit hotter than a jalapeno. But the big thing is it's red. So I'm going to cut these in half lengthwise. And like with the ancho, I'm going to stem them and take the seeds out. I'm also going to take out these ribs. These are going to go into the carafe of my blender. Now, since I'm a wimp when it comes to heat, I mean, I can hold my own against mere mortals, not against the experts. I'm going to throw in half a bell pepper, because I'm a wimp. And do the same thing, just pull the seeds out, most of the ribs. And I'm just going to break it up and throw that in there with it. Next, I got some garlic. I've got, we'll go 3, 4, however much you want. I'm going to go with about 5. Actually, one of those was really thin. Lemon juice. Like I said, this thing's monstrous. And what do I say about lemons? You paid for the zest, you might as well use it. So I'm going to zest it. I like these rasp style. Takes off just enough. Not too much. So, good amount of zest. Now we'll juice them. Word on juicing, especially lemons. They have these things called seeds. We don't like them. They're not good. So grab a strainer. So use a strainer. Make sure you don't get any seeds in there. And so this is probably about 2 normal size lemon. I mean, this thing is about the size of a small orange. Our ancho is hydrated nicely. I'm going to pull it out of here. We don't want this water in here. I'm sure you could find a use for it. But I'm going to get all that hydrated flesh out of there. And let's see. It's good. What do we have left? The olive oil. Correct. I like to buy the big cans. So this is going to take about a cup, 3/4 of a cup. That looks about right. Sorry, I forgot the lid. Put on the lid, and we'll just puree this. There we go. Beautiful. So our sauce is ready. Now all we have to do is let that chicken marinate for a little bit and we'll be good. I'll be back when we're ready to cook that chicken. Okay, so I took the chicken out of the marinade, throw some sauce on there. See? Pretty. Red. And I'm going to start them off skin side down. I'm going to throw them in the oven, 15-20 minutes. I'm going to flip them over, and then I want to really crisp up the skin on the other side. Now, mind you, probably the best way to cook this is on the grill. But since I live in a fire zone, I'm going to stick with the oven. They're going in 15-20 minutes, flip them over, check them then. Oh, by the way, how long am I going to cook these? When this tells me it's 165 degrees in the internal temperature. Remember what I said about salmonella earlier? It is no joke. 165, please. Oh, hey, just finished it up. Came out looking spectacular. I'm sure the flavor will be good. Oh, and remember, 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, let's build a plate. So I've got just a little slaw I made, nothing spectacular. I used lemon juice and olive oil, nothing too heavy, just a nice light slaw. I got some Savoy cabbage, some red bell peppers, the leftover from the sauce, some cucumbers, a little red onion. Okay, let's get a little bit more sauce on there. If you want to cook this sauce, go right ahead. It is raw, but I don't mind it. Get that down. And I've always been a leg man, so we're going to go with that. Here you go, Peri Peri chicken. You learned how to make the sauce and to cut the bird up. It's a good seal to know. I'll see you next week. Oh, by the way, down there, all the ingredients. And like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you want to see. I'll see you next time.